In today's video, I'll show you how I transformed my once empty hutch into a charming summer showcase, infused with coastal elegance and soothing blue tones. Each item was carefully curated, whether thrifted, handcrafted, or left in its original form, to achieve a beautifully styled look at a fraction of the cost of high-end retailers. Hey there, my name is Sandra, and you're watching The Schwowin's Nest. This is a candle just from one of the local dollar stores. It's yellow on the inside, so I'm not too fond of that, but I'm going to do something to the outside that I think is going to make it look amazing. I'm using some Drydex spackle, and I started out first using just my fingers with these gloves, but they didn't work out. So I ended up switching to my silicone spatula that I got from the Dollar Tree. I have a couple of them, and I use them for when I'm putting some hot glue on something and I need to press it down. But it worked out really good for this project. It was flexible enough to be able to just fill in all of the gaps, and I was able to smooth the Drydex onto the candle very easily. The inspiration for this candle makeover came from the Pottery Barn Summer Lookbook. They had this candle in there, and I thought the texture of it was just so much fun, and I loved the color. My candle jar had a screw top lid, so I'm giving the bottom of it some texture, but I'm also piling on the spackle quite thick to get rid of those ridges on the top. I'm going to continue this until I get it completely covered. I tried a few different tools and techniques to get the look that I wanted. I finally settled on this Dollar Tree scoring tool, and I'm just making these little lines all the way over the spackling. Once I achieve the texture that I'm looking for, I'll set it aside to dry overnight. As you can see, this Drydex spackle goes on pink and then turns white when it's dry. I'm taking a fine grit sandpaper and just going very gently over all of the little raised edges and nicks just to smooth it out a little bit. The color I'm using is something that I mixed together with a few different blues and greens and some gray and black. So I can't tell you the name of the color, but it does remind me of some of the old historical blue colors that you can find at the paint stores. I will have some blue colors in different name brands of paints listed on my US Amazon store. So the link is down in my description box if you're looking for this type of color and you just want to very quickly grab it for yourself. I painted the top portion of the candle jar blue, and then I switched to a smaller brush to get the inside lip, which was still green, and I wanted that to just blend in really well. Let me know if you think I should paint the top part of this candle white instead of leaving it yellow. I won't be burning this candle at all. It'll be simply for decor, so I don't think it'll be a big deal. But I'd love to hear if you would do that. Let me know down in the comments.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals that take us higher.
My second project is using this glass vase for $3.99 from Value Village. I did get 20% off of it because whenever you donate, you get a 20% off coupon. That's good for the whole year. I'm using the same Drydex spackle, and this time I'm using the right glove. I forgot that I had these, so it would have been much easier to be able to use these in my first project. Anyhow, I'm going to take the dry decks and I started putting it on sideways. And then I realized I didn't want that kind of texture. I wanted it to be more of an up and down smooth texture like this. So I just changed direction, but I'm going to do the same thing as I did with the small candle. I'm just going to cover this whole jar with the spackle. The inspiration for this project came also from the Pottery Barn Summer Lookbook. These 3 vessels, they're ceramic, blue and white, set of 3 for $329. That means one of them would be just over $100. There's no way you need to spend that kind of money to get beautiful decor when you can do it yourself. To make sure that this piece doesn't look like spackle on top of glass, I'm going to go over the very top rim of it and a little bit down inside the center to make sure that if you're looking at it closely, it looks like it's completely ceramic. The inspiration for this had some texture, but it really was more smooth than anything. So what I'm doing here is just using my fingers to gently tap down any of the high spots. This spackle is starting to dry a little bit, but it still has a lot of moisture in it, so I'm still able to mold it the way I want it to look. The other thing that this bottle had, and I'll show you again the picture here of which one I'm replicating, it had some sort of divots in it or thumbprints maybe. So I'm going to be using my finger and just kind of pushing it in to get some of that texture too. I always let my spackle pieces dry overnight or 24 hours just to make sure that they're completely dry. And I love this pink dry decks that goes white when it's dried because that's a really good telltale sign that it's ready to be painted or sanded or whatever you need to do to it next. This wide flat brush is making it super easy for me to create the blue line around the center of this vase. I'm not too concerned about whether I have some clean edges. I'd really like it to look more organic and not so perfect. For the alternate color, I'm using a mixture of this sort of beige paint. It has a little bit of a yellow undertone to it. And I'm going to be adding some of my white to make a really nice, creamy, old, aged looking color. This color turned out exactly the way I wanted it. It's sort of a creamy white color. And when I put it on the spackling, which is more of a pure white, you'll be able to tell what the color is. And I think it looks absolutely beautiful. Here's a look at how this piece turned out.
We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just 2 hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be 2 hearts running wild.
The last project I have for you today is this little mortar. It was part of a set of a bamboo mortar and pestle from my local Dollarama store. I wasn't doing anything with this. You can see I did use it for a different project, so I had it kind of painted brown a little bit, but I'm going to use a similar color to the beige that I just put on my last project and just give this one quick coat. Now I'm going to be taking this brush and the same blue colors that I've been using throughout this video, and I'm just going to be stippling on the color. I want some of that beige to peek through, but I want this to have more of a really beautiful blue texture to it. This is the inspiration for this project. This is also from the Pottery Barn Summer Lookbook, and they're calling this color chambray. It's only about 4 inches tall, and it's listed for $39.50. I think that's a little much to pay for a tiny little vessel. My shape of this one is a little bit different, but I think the color turns out very similar. I'm going to continue on with this blue, and then I'll add another color or two to get the same look. I did add another color, but unfortunately I forgot to turn my camera on. But I hope you get the idea. I did the same type of pouncing technique with the lighter blue shade, and this is how it turned out.
Yeah, the morning is the afternoon. We lay awake in bed. It laughs so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do.
Now I'm going to show you some of the items that I didn't have to do anything to. The Pottery Barn Summer Lookbook had this Chambray Artisan Collection small bowl for $24 on sale. I found these 2 bowls for $3.99 less 20% with my Value Village coupon. I think these are beautiful. The colors are so pretty, and I love the texture and the pattern. Next were these pearlescent shell stoneware appetizer plates, a set of 4 for $56, and I found my 2 little shell bowls for $2.99. I was so excited when I found these. They don't look 100% like a shell, but I think they're the perfect little addition to my collection. This Emery scent collection with the really glossy dark blue finish caught my eye from Pottery Barn, and I came across this little creamer, beautiful dark blue with a glossy finish and a little bit of a speckle. And I thought it would be perfect for adding a little bit of a darker contrast to my hutch. Every season, the Pottery Barn comes out with a lookbook, and this is the summer one. One of the sections is Coastal Blues, and this is where I'm taking my inspiration for my family room. All of these beautiful beiges and neutrals with a little hint of blue, some lighter, some darker, I think are just absolutely gorgeous. And it's going to remind me of being at my lake house when I'm at home. Every single item on this hutch has been thrifted, or it was something that I already had in my home. You'll probably recognize a few of my DIY projects too. I love how this hutch turned out. I like how all of it is just so cohesive, put together with whites, neutrals, dark blues, light blues, some browns, and beiges. I'm just so ecstatic with how it turned out. I might even be adding a few more pieces if I come across them at thrift stores. Let me know if you think I should leave that Serenity Blue backdrop in my hutch, or if I should paint it white so everything has a chance to pop. I'm leaning towards painting it white, but I'd love to hear from all of you. This hutch also originally came with some doors. So I'm considering putting those doors back on. They have glass fronts, very simple, so you would be able to see the majority of the decor, but some of the wood from the doors would be hiding some of my pieces. The other things that I like to do are add some books as risers, some different trays and bowls to add a little bit more of some height differences, and of course, some greenery and florals to bring everything together. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and got inspired to take a look at the way things are decorated on high-end websites and put together your own designs and pieces that you've curated and collected from thrift stores or even around your home to create a space that you truly enjoy. Bye for now.